has been happening a lot. People have been complaining a lot. Other people are involved. Other lives are involved. So it's not just about one person. It's about, people usually name laws after people when they've just about had enough of this shit. You know what I mean?
I got into this, not an argument, but a conversation with my colleagues this morning because I'm supposed to go down to Miami for a conference. And they're like, well, you can take the Bright Line. And I'm like, I'd rather go I-95 than risk myself on the Bright Line. So they're pulling up all the stats. Well, in the county I live in, that Bright Line, like, not that it's their fault, but it kind of is. But we've lost a ton of people since it started moving through the county because the arms aren't set up correctly. The engineers can't figure out why the arms won't come down and stop traffic. Traffic keeps trying to move. People keep getting killed. But one life is enough. Like, maybe I'm weird.
In the moonlight.
Well, apparently, this is according to random people on Reddit, there are reasons why there's not seatbelts on school buses. It's something to do with, well, I've seen a few things. One is the seats are really high and they're kind of built for them to, like, kind of, there's some protection there. And also,
hey, while we all go talking about what a horrible man I am for not being more stressed out about
fire
being
the risk. It's a faster to scoop up lightly banged up kids and cut all those belts off. So I'm sure they've thought about this whole seatbelt on school buses thing. There may be a safety reason for not having school seatbelts on there.
Yes, of course the seats are a major part of protecting the kids. They're fucking taller than the kids and they're padded on all sides. Yes, you bounce around in the seats if something happens. It's a fucking school bus, for God's sake. Listen, while we all look at what a horrible person I am for not being completely freaked out over 80 kids dying.
Did someone call you a horrible person?
80 years and...
Who called you a horrible person? I didn't
80
see it,
kids dying in 11 years from school buses. Let's talk about the 2,800 kids that died. Did you just shush me? Let's talk, yes, because I'm talking right now, and you're over-talking.
Yeah, but you're being a diva about it.
So while we're going into the 80 kids...
How about no? Like, nobody called you an evil demon. Like, wherever you got the insults from, I didn't hear them. So you're overreacting, you're cursing a lot. Can you not curse and I'll give you the mic? Can you just ease up? Bring it to a 3 or a 4? You. I'm talking to you. Please. Your energy is a little high.
So, while we're talking about the 80 kids dying on school buses in 11 years... can we talk about the 2,800 kids that died last year
He muted me, Serendipity. We haven't had a conversation about what happens when you touch my PTR without my consent.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, didn't you mute me about 2 weeks ago, Monica? Fuck yeah, you did. There's another customer for you. Fuck yeah, you did.
2 weeks ago?
Fuck yeah, you did.
2 weeks ago, Mike?
Fuck yeah, you did.
Okay, hold on.
Fuck yeah, you did.
Hold on, guys. Mike, I'm sorry. I just have to correct you on something. Okay, yes, 80 children died from 2013 to 2022, but only 35 of them were on the school bus. So get your number straight, mister.
And 2,800 were shot last year to death. So are we not concerned about the 2,800? We're more concerned about the 35.
Is Adrian even in here who introduced this topic that was weak to begin with? No, he's not in here.
Monica, why don't you take a giant fucking chill pill?
You had my support.
I'm not the fucking one that's cursing all over the fucking stage.
Why don't you take a giant fucking chill pill?
Oh my God, both of you need to
Is this
chill
the first
out.
time you've heard me cuss on Clubhouse, Monica? Is this a shock to you?
It's a shock to me. Okay, so enough with all school buses. Everybody's very spicy tonight. Did you guys have
All day.
days?
All day.
It is.
Yeah, it is Monday blues, baby. Monday blues.
It is. Oh my.
I had a great day.
Many Monday blues. Our room did start nice and early with, this.
I'd like to thank Free and Pinkville because honestly, 2 hours ago, I had planned to exit quietly and dump the room on them, and they've just been so entertaining and informative and engaging. Sig, I came up with the idea of having black conservative men versus woke, maybe not woke, liberal women in a replay where we can have a frank discussion about the labels and the inability for people to hold space for conservative ideas. And I'm pretty excited about it. Free said he would lead it, and we wanted to tap you and a couple other people. Free, who we said Thomas, we said Dope, and maybe a couple more.
Family events and the one holiday.
So, Free said you wouldn't have a problem. It doesn't matter if you're conservative or libertarian. My point is,
They actually wanted a mixture.
when I'm in the politically correct rooms, when I'm in the left-leaning rooms, when I'm in those rooms, the conservative men are not really allowed to make their points or even discuss their ideas. They're shut down almost immediately. And I thought it would be a valuable room. The seatbelt argument was not worth having, and people insisting that we have it
Well,
is frustrating.
this is childish talking about people being injured on buses. If you come on this app and you yell at individuals as opposed to just stating your opinion about whatever the topic is, well then, you kind of ruin the experience. You don't make it fun anymore. But I mean, how childish is it to sit here to argue about school bus injuries when we euthanize and abort, 60 to 80,000 babies in this country every month? So let's not waste our time here. Either shut up or we will zip tie your kids. Anti-USA propaganda.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there you have it, folks. Holly,
You lost me.
QPTR.
You lost me on we're having fun here.
I don't know how you did that, but it looks just like you, but in avatar form. It's
I just
super
did
cute.
it. I just did it playing around ChatGPT because my husband made it of my kids. And I was like, how did he do that? But then I just was playing while I was sitting here.
Oh, super cute. And I wanted to because I think Mike was in that room helping, and I think maybe Monica and some of the others. I just wanted to give them kudos. Holly has been utilizing some of the ideas that she got from some of us on Clubhouse with her kiddos, and she has been wildly successful.
That's right. See, you do learn some things on Clubhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely likes it on Clubhouse.
Well, I mean, Joe said we're not having fun. I mean, if you can learn anything, you can learn how to have fun and not stress yourself out. People come here to road rage. That is technically stressing yourself out.
We have laughed until we've had stitches in our sides several nights with our music rooms, our Russian music roulette, and
It's serendipity, because I'm just going to address serendipity. Did I just hear John Kitover's voice?
you
Okay.
did.
So this is another John. Okay, let me go ahead and block this one.
Yep, John, you are blocked. There you go. You are blocked. Thank you.
Well, thank you very little. I'm blocking you on all my accounts as well.
Oh, good.
Let me block you. Dr. Slippers, block. There you go, block. You're blocked. Blocked on Instagram, blocked on YouTube, blocked on Snapchat, blocked on all major platforms. Goodbye, whoever you were. I don't know who you are or what your name is. Bye-bye.
Yep.
Hi, Naveen.
How are you? I just got kicked out of my school's Board of Education meeting.
No.
You got kicked out?
Tell us.
Yeah, for grandstanding. So basically, the district had a vacant board seat, and a lot of these ladies were coming up, and rightfully so. I agreed with them. They're like, you just appointed someone new. You applied. I was one of the applicants, but I didn't get an interview. But many of them also didn't, and their husbands, I guess, didn't also. And so they were speaking out against it, saying you should have done a special election. You have the right to do a special election. You chose not to. You chose to appoint, and you appointed someone to it. And we're not saying that person's not qualified, but we're just saying blah, 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 blah. And then they kept giving these speeches, to these ladies saying, we're in a country that right now is dying at the federal president who wants to cancel all elections and who, hates our country, and our children are feeling discriminated against. And they don't feel comfortable living. You guys are the light that we have, which is our school board. And you guys are just appointing people, not doing a special election, and not telling us how you're appointing the people. And the fact is, you guys are enabling Donald Trump, and you guys are this. I just stood up saying, I agree with everything you said except for the last part. Donald Trump's not racist. Republicans aren't racist. And then I went on for a rant about how you're just being misled. And they started shouting back at me that why are brown people being locked up? I said, well, I'm here right now, and no one has locked me up, and no one's pulling me out. And the lady said, well, that's because you're born here. I said, oh, okay. And she's like, but if you want, you'd be locked up. I was like, okay. And so I said, well, I know a lot weren't born here that are green cards, and they're not being locked up. And she just looked at me and said, well, you're teaching our kids that being brown is a problem. So, well, I'm not teaching them anything. But the president may be, if you believe that, or others. But is anything do you disagree with it? Yes, because they're targeting people, and these are all black ladies. They're targeting people that look like us, and they want to kill. They would like us to be dead. They like us to do all. I was like, okay, all right. I just stood up and I just made some comments that were just kind of rude, saying you guys have no idea what's happening in politics. You need to stop watching Joy Reid and get and stop watching Joy Reid and start actually paying attention to what's truly happening. Fix the school board here. I got your support on getting a special election. There shouldn't be an appointment. That's what corrupt, swamp-like people do in these situations. So I agree with you. The board sucks, but there's no need to drag the federal shit into it. Fix your local government, and then trickle it up if you want. And then these ladies are cursing, so they kick me out.
Yeah, what's the 11 or 13 board?
I'm sorry?
Was it 11 or 13 board? Which 7?
Oh, it's 11
or 13?
11.
Okay, if you have majority of black women, you're fucked.
Look at you. Whoever that former speaker
There's no black. The board has one guy who's brown skin, who's actually of Indian descent, but he's actually a Christian. His name is Dr. John Matthew, or Matthew John, or something like that. Okay, and then they have one lady who's from Pakistan, Nadia Bilal, who's a huge Democrat donor, who was appointed also. Both of them were appointed. And I'm like, buddy, you're
Coffee come out earlier. She won't get her stuff full of cum in the morning anymore.
You are mad at your sexuality.
Daddy won't bust in her butt anymore.
Listen, resistance, this is your safe space to come out. You can come out. You can be who you want to be. We are here to support you. And
this is exciting.
Towards women. Because you were just so, your repressed sexuality makes you hate women.
He left the room, by the way. I don't know if you're blind, but...
Yo, this food is amazing.
He went to go eat his prison filet mignon.
Well, I'd like to read a poem in honor of resistance coming out as a dick sucker, faggot, anal play faggot. Congratulations, Resistance. You're not a protected group because you are an anti-Zionist, Jew-hating, racist, low IQ piece of shit who has attacked people in the real world, harming people because he's a domestic terrorist. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This song is dedicated to our piece of shit friend on this piece of shit app, Resistance. It's called The Hymn to Apollo. Also, I want to dedicate this song to the most beautiful woman on Clubhouse, Narges. Without Narges, the world would have already imploded. It's her beauty and love which keeps the skies afloat. This is called The Hymn to Narges. God of the golden face and fiery forehead, Lord of the lions, house of strength, exalted in the ram's horns, O ruler of the vaulted heavenly hollow, send out thy rays, majestic and the torrid. Oh, you're another one with your big fake face, all your disgusting injections, your disgusting Botox, your sickening lip fillers. You look like a clown. And the torrid light of thy song, thy countenance most splendid, bend to the suppliant on his face extended. Hear me, Apollo! Let thy fierce... Oh no, don't mod Wednesday. She's a domestic terrorist. She's a lip filler, facial injectionist, Botoxologist. She looks like she's 78 living in Boca and she hates the Jews? She's the biggest Jew on here. She's fake. She's totally fake. Wednesday's whole face looks like a balloon boat blimp.
I don't mean any disrespect.
Oh my God.
No, he just handed it over.
Wallahi, I do not feel any disrespect from any of my Muslim brothers.
That was
good. No, it's part of the control system, and there's AI tech up there that creates the light that moves people to it. People feel drawn to it, and then the AI knows exactly what to use to guilt people into coming back to it because we have to consent. And the minute you get close enough to that light, it zaps your memory, and your soul's sent back.
Hanging out with all the fucking Terrys lately.
Yeah, well, he likes... I think he might be recording.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I encouraged him to...
Trollery. I just thought that was fucking funny and a bigger mistake. Good on you there, bro.
Okay, thanks. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.
If you keep doing like that, just wait till you have some kids. They gonna do you the same way you did me, or they gonna do you worse. I've heard things like that my whole life growing up in the kind of family that I have. And so I think that sometimes we recontextualize things based on how we feel, which may not even necessarily be specific to that reality. Because first of all, the conversation about Semitic peoples and whether or not they were people of color, and versus, came in and whether and the other children does a whole lot to unweave. But I want to deal with specifically.
Orlando,
yeah.
You use so many words. I don't understand what you're saying, and you just so many words. Like, do you think the Bible condones slavery, or do you think the Bible doesn't condone slavery?
I was responding to what Jeremy actually said, and he brought up like several different points. And so
but yes or no? Do you think the Bible supports slavery?
And Benjamin, you were here, right, when I gave the explanation, so you know my response, right?
No, man. Why is that hard? Like, it either does it or it doesn't does it.
No. So Benjamin, in an attempt to be honest, I want to answer Jeremy's question, and then we can have the conversation.
You answer questions, though. You just
Jeremy asked me
useless words.
Jeremy asked you a question. You're
well
asking the
have
question
asked
now.
a
Why would I
question.
respect you more than I respect Jeremy?
I don't know that you respect anybody's time here because you just use words endlessly to say nothing. Like,
I
do you?
disagree.
Does the Bible
I love listening to
support slavery
So
or
Benjamin,
doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't think it's not that it's not an answer of does it support or does it not support, because like we can create laws ourselves and then there can be commentary on it. So it's not necessarily a matter of does it support it or does it not support it necessarily. So
Like
it's a little bit.
Sailor understands the
So
Bible.
you can't use the
slavery.
word. You can't
He's
use
totally
the
down
word
for this stuff.
without defining the word that
I'm
you're
not
using.
actually.
You can't use the word because does the Bible condone transatlantic slave trade? Does the Bible condone chattel slavery?
I didn't ask about anything transatlantic.
Listen, Benjamin, one day our ancestors are going to be looking at the fact that we work 12 hours days, and they're going to be like, did Benjamin really condone 12-hour work days? They were monsters. They were freaking out of their minds. They were what is it called? Masochists. Or I don't know. In the future, they're going to be looking at the fact that we work 6 days out of the week, 12 hours a week, and they're going to look at us and think that we were brutal, that we were just had no conscience. Good night, y'all. Good night.
So Jesus, in Luke, in the New Testament, Luke, Jesus said, "A slave that does not listen and obey his master's voice shall be beaten with many stripes." That means beaten to within an inch of your life. So, like, do you support the idea of beating people who you own and whose ownership passes on to your own children?
So that's the funny thing that you're asking is like, do you support like
if they don't do what you said?
So listen, okay?
So there, I asked the question. Did you use the word slavery?
Yes. So listen to me, okay? You have to take into consideration the progress of humanity and where we come from. Like, let's say, for example, now in 2025, I have like psychology books and I have all these different methods.
No, get rid of those.
Hold on, you stop. Hold on, stop.
Those are useless.
Stop talking. Benjamin, don't talk over me. I have all these things at my disposal on how to deal with the kid and all these methods, right? If you're dealing with somebody who is a tribal person in the mountains and they deal with their child like how a bear deals with their child, like pushes the bear over or pushes the bear down the hill so the bear has to climb up it, or uses physical ways to convey to its little one, don't do that. And you're going to take that mindset to where we are now and compare them. That's you, bro. That's your problem. Like, you're going back into history when humanity, this was the methodology that they conveyed to their children. Don't touch that. Don't do that at this level. Because guess what? They didn't have books to read on methods. Like, do you know how much psychology it takes to learn how to interact with your child without getting mad? Like, just don't even say like, picking up a rod or like, a bell. Just not getting mad at your kid. Do you know how much tools you need at your disposal to learn how to navigate that? And you want to go back into a time.
Yeah, maybe you should read a poem to your child instead of getting angry and yelling at your child. And moderators, I'd like to request 60 seconds of your precious time to read a poem.
Can you take this faggot out the room, please?
Well, let's see.
So I agree so much with what you said. Like, I think parents who spank their kids is absolutely child abuse. But Orlando and Benjamin, we will not shy away from chapter verse in this room tonight. And every time that we need to go, if you're okay with it, Sella.
But I'm fine with it. I'm just I think that we need to take into consideration the time, the place, and the resources that these people had at their disposal
I agree. God has probably matured a lot since.
It's not God. It's
years ago that the Bible was written.
Dorco. It's us.
Wait, I thought God wrote the Bible.
Even if you look at the Bible, you can see the hand of God moving through. I mean, I believe that
people are being utilized to convey the spirit of God and what God is saying. Like right now, I can't.
But it's not perfect. It's just the best they can understand.
That's how I
the will
believe.
of God.
That's the way that I believe.
Right.
That's how I believe.
Well, I know Benjamin is so fascinating, but I would just like to request 60 seconds of your time to read a beautiful poem about God.
Unless it's chapter verse, I don't want to hear it counted. Benjamin.
Yes, it is chapter and verse. It's from the collected and selected poems of Aleister Crowley.
So Benjamin, and I'll mute up after this. If I can just, Galatians 3:28. There is neither Jew nor Greek. There is neither bond nor free. There is neither male nor female. For ye are all one in Christ Jesus. So Benjamin, if you're going to come up here and talk about how Jesus promoted slavery, brother, I'm going to have to ask you for chapter verse.
I guess he promoted gender fluidity. That's what it sounds like you did.
Well, I'd like to just read a quick poem. I know you guys could debate all night. Can I get 60 seconds of your time to read a poem?
Sam, keep this dude out the room, please.
Jeremy, if you want to remove him, you can. I'm okay with that.
You could also just say, yes, I'd like to listen to your poem, John.
As an honorary doctorate, and you just ask that pundit actor to remove this man's appendix, because that is not only unresponsible, irresponsible.
This is what I'm saying. I'm okay with the 60-second poem. I don't know why you all are not. Like 60 seconds.
I will not Jimmy Kimmel this man.
So Sailor, he said he was going to read a poem from Aleister Crowley. Are you going to allow that in your room?
I'm actually very intrigued to see what Aleister Crowley has to say in 60 seconds.
He was a theist.
He was a devil, is what he was.
But he was. I'm just messing. I was trolling, Jeremy. I'm sorry.
Honestly,
let's be honest. Every atheist is a theist. I'm so sorry.
Exactly.
Well, he wasn't an atheist. He really was a theist. He just believed in multiple gods.
I want to get back to this, Jeremy. Reading this, there's neither male nor female. Jeremy, do you think that God?
Well, I hate to interrupt you, Benjamin, but I just need 60. I want to request 60 seconds to read a poem. Isn't that possible, moderators?
I will answer your question, brother, after we hear from Canada. He is just out for 60 seconds. Let's not Jimmy Kimmel this man. This isn't a uniquely American room, unless someone says it is.
Do you think that I'm
one mic on Jimmy Kimmel? Go ahead.
Okay, here we go. This is called La Pensure by Aleister Crowley. It's about 40 seconds. Here we go. Blind agony of thought, who turns his pen or brush or lyre to art, shall see in this the symbol of his battle against men. For men, the picture of the torturing bliss of his necessity, sits clutched and closed, into himself the adept of wizard thought. Gripped in his own embrace he sits, keen-nosed, the invisible bloodhounds ache upon the slot. Soon, soon they are on him, soon the fangs of hate, the sharp teeth of the infinite are in him. Shall love or fame or gold those pangs bait? What siren with smooth voice and breast shall win him? Never a one, be sure. In serene awe, the thinker formulates eternal law.
Like Orlando's approach, you just stack the words up in no particular order.
Okay, Benjamin, you're not gonna keep disrespecting, bro.
I really love his commentary. Like, I love hearing from him. I love him participating. He's one of my favorite people to give commentary on Clubhouse. I don't know where you're getting that from, Benjamin.
And I haven't insulted you one time, Benjamin, even though you've insulted everybody. It's just like you're a miserable person.
Let me get in here, because I'll insult the fuck out of this guy. God damn, Canada. God damn.
Take turns now. Take turns at a time. Take turns at a time.
Please, when we all line up to slap.
Yeah, Benjamin, this is Benjamin's shtick. He's just like a pile of turds who goes around complaining and saying, genocide, genocide, genocide.
genocidal maniac.
Hey, I want to ask that as a question. If somebody supports genocide or like blatantly sees a genocide and then denies it's a genocide, even though like all the scholars are saying it's a genocide, most leaders are saying it's a genocide, does that make them a genocidal person, or they just support?
Is it a genocide now, or is it a genocide in hindsight or retrospective? Like, what genocide in the timeline of timelines is the genocide? That's what I want to know.
It's a genocide.
And maybe
holiday is that thing where God kills all those Egyptian children. I think they call it the Passover, though.
Benjamin, don't deflect. I really want to dig deep. Don't
deflect.
You have your own agenda. Like, you have your own agenda. Listen to the words that I'm coming out of my mouth. If you're looking at a genocide and it's right in front of your face, forget like all the things you could apply to it. God.
Is Planned Parenthood considered a genocide right in front of my face? All those babies aborted, 80,000 a month for $1 billion a month. Are those part of the genocide in America?
You're legitimately looking at a genocide before you, and then you deny that it's a genocide. Are you a genocidal?
You're a genocide denier, and there's nothing worse than being a genocide denier.
Here's the super nuanced and uncomfortable answer to that, Sella. And this is going to be super uncomfortable, okay? And I'm going to answer you first because fuck everyone who it comes off mic to not answer the question. The answer is yes. I do think they are genocidal, or they're genociders, or whatever you want to call them. Yeah, but here's the super uncomfortable question, Sella. If 70% of the funding of that genocide comes from one country, and people from that country who didn't vote for the leader of that country, but as citizens of that fucking country that is funding 70% of the money and the bombs that is like committing that genocide, are they responsible? And I'll land with this. When was the last time that you made a distinction between the non-Jewish Germans who didn't vote for Hitler that stood by while those fucking trains filled with Jews? So my question is this, Stella. When is it okay for the rest of the world to point the finger at every single fucking American and say, you are responsible for this genocide? It is your tax dollars that has paid for 70% of this genocide. It is your bombs. It is your bullets that have shot these little kids over and fucking over again. And you stand here and demand that your Second Amendment is to prevent your democracy from being stolen, and you haven't taken out your guns yet? How dare you?
But that's exactly what I genuinely feel like what Jeremy is saying. Like, listen, when I go out, right, I'm sitting there, I do performances and stuff like that. I'm sitting in the back of the squad club, and I'm looking at everyone's face, and I'm almost like, I don't want to say it's like I hate everybody, right? And I'm thinking to myself, we all failed them. I'm thinking about Sudan, I'm thinking about Palestine. I don't know. I don't think everyone's like this. I just think there's a few people in the world that even when they're walking around, they carry that stuff in their heart. And I happen to be one of them. But I'm sitting there looking at all of the faces, and I'm like, I blame all of us. Even myself. There's this loathing that we as human beings, or we as Americans, have done this or have failed them. The feeling that Jeremy is expressing, I feel that on a daily basis when I look around a room of even strangers. I'm like, all of us are participating.
Yeah, but that's not how you're going to change the situation. What Jeremy does isn't going to change anything. That's not meditation. That's not peace building. That's not prayer. That's not solitude.
We could literally, sometimes I think the fact that we're not, the fact that I don't just right now go out and walk out in traffic and lay down, I feel a sense of guilt for that, you know? But anyways, I feel what Jeremy was saying.
Wasn't saying nothing. He was yelling, screaming as usual.
It says something about genocide is not a genocidal. It's not genocidal regardless of what they say. Words don't kill them. people who kill people are genocidal. I would just, that's how I would draw it.
I don't think so. Like, I think that if you are seeing what we're seeing and then you're like advocating for it or support it or like actively try to deny it so that it can go forth, that makes you a genocidal maniac. You know?
I think it's pretty obvious, right? Like imagine someone who and maybe this is the nuance of the question, Sala, is are those Zionists who just like interrupt people who put forward facts in their positions that contradict their narrative of Zionism? Is it because they're not being exposed to information, or is it because they're just Nazis who know about the concentration camps, know about the trains, but go out there and say, hey, this isn't happening. This is all lies. This is propaganda from the Jews.
I mean, how do you know that the people who knew all this were happening weren't the same people who were like tearing up the floorboards in their house and making room to hide people in their house? Like, they may have been doing what they could do. You don't know.
Didn't understand that question. Can you ask that in a way that's and I'm relatively fluent in American, so just say it.
I don't know if you ever worked about the hiding place by Corrie ten Boom or been exposed to the fact that many of the people in these countries, Germany, Austria, etc., were hiding people where they could, in the cellar, in the floorboards, in the extra closet. They modified their houses to have special hiding places. Well, people were engaged in many ways in subverting what the Nazis are doing. And you're suggesting that because they didn't run out in front of the train, that they're somehow guilty of whatever the train was doing. But you know, and I know, that if they had run out in front of the train, they just would have been shot down right where they stood. And you wouldn't do that either, because you were creative enough to figure out that that's not
what they're supplying you guys heavy right now. Wait, are you They sent you guys 60.
Nages.
Get over so.
Nages, did you like my poem, Nages?
I'm talking about Russia or Iran.
Wow, you serious?
Yeah, look it up.
Nages, can I read to you another poem, my queen?
Russia was always an ally from the beginning.
Can't you hear me, Nages?
God is out of the trouble. God is out of all trouble.
But you remember when Iran attacked Israel and then Israel attacked them back with the jets and stuff? They had no protection. Every time they wanted to shoot the missile, they got shot down by the jets. Now they have jets, so now they can make the missile, guys.
I just want to read you a poem, Najes. Do you have 60 seconds for a poem?
By those bitches. Just tell them.
He was my gun, bro. I used to bring him into the Zionist room and make him go crazy.
Okay, I'm dedicating this song to my beautiful Najes. It's called The Storm. In the storm that divides the wild night from the passionate kiss of the morning, stands there a tower by the sea, unshaken by wave and by wind. Lightning assails and the sea breaks vain on the battlements scorning, even to fling back the foam shattered before and behind. Save for one window, its height rears up unbroken and blind. Here may a man gaze out to the night by the stars of it stricken, out to the blind black air that the lightning divides and is dumb. Hear and look back in the tower where pallid shades murmur and quicken. Low laughs leap in the silence, sink to a sigh ere there come, far from the feet of the storm, a pulse like the beat of a drum. Throbs the wild sound through the storm, and the wings of it waken and quiver. Only the watcher, unmoved, looks on the face of the night, sees the strong hosts that unite, a fervent, implacable river, foaming from heaven and hell, two armies of crimson and white. Flecked is the sky with the bloodshed as by sabers of light. Now they are clutching his arms, the phantoms that throng there behind him, foul and distorted, whose sight may not on men ever dawn. Now they entice and entreat, now strive with fresh fury to bind him, cords that are cut by an angel whose sword is unceasingly drawn, glitters and bids them fall back as if struck by the eye of the morn. Would he but turn, he should see a woman laid naked before him, stretching her arms to his breast, reaching her lips to his face, lips that should grant but one kiss, ere the demons descended and tore him, limb from wet limb, and devoured, and bore his stained soul into space, far from the regions of hope, and the lands that are holy with grace. Alway the battle proceeds, and alway the tempest requickens, pregnant with thunder, delivered when the swift knife is let flash. Alway the wind has its will, and the slaughter steam rises and thickens. Alway the sea is a lion, enraged by the wind and its lash. Alway the heavens resound with the thunders reverberate, crash. Heaven is conquered, behold, and the hosts of the demons are fleeing. Dawn drives before her fair feet the feather-light wings of the gale. Silent the tower rears aloft its front into beauty and scene. Only the window is dark, only there hangs like a veil. Sleep on the chamber and clings. Heard I a woman fiend wail? Heard I the sound of a kiss? Has man been destroyed in the daylight? Man whom the night could not quell? What angel fled weeping away? There in the east there extends a white light, devouring the gray light. There the sun rises and brings hope with the dawn of the day. Silence hides certainty. Surely voices of angels that pray. Surely the sound of delight and of praise and unspeakable glory rings in the wind like a bell, and wakes the white air of the idea, the layer. All the bright sea is flame, and the caps of it glow golden or hoary, leap in the light of the sun, in the light of the eyes of the sea. Triumph is born like a flower, and the soul of the adept is free.
Encore, sir, encore.
No encore, no encore. Hell no, hell fucking.
Very well read, beautifully elocuted. And to you I shall read, the portrait of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. If I remember it, I elocuted it once when I was young. Dorian, my love. Before I knew you, acting was the one reality of my life. It was in this theatre that I lived. I was Rosalind one night and Celia the other. The joy of Beatrice was my joy. The sorrow of Cordelia was mine also. And then you came. Oh, my beautiful love. You freed my soul from prison. Tonight, for the first time, I could see through the sham, the hollowness, the emptiness of the theater in which I lived. The man shrugged his shoulders and sat back. You have killed my love. You have killed my love.
I'm gonna kill both of your folks at this point.
Okay, I hope you're enjoying this breakout poem session.
Are you guys poets?
They are.
No, I'm saying like you guys, like are you guys?
Yeah, I write poetry now. At the theater for 3 years.
Okay, this is called Hymn to Narges. God of the golden face and fiery forehead, Lord of the lion's house of strength, exalted in the ram's horns, O ruler of the vaulted heavenly hollow, send out thy rays majestic, and the torrid light of thy song, thy countenance most splendid, bend to the suppliant on his face extended. Hear me, O Narges, let thy fierce fingers sweep the lair forgotten. Recall the ancient glory of thy chanted music that thrilled the hearts of men and haunted life to adore thee. Cleanse thou our marketplaces misbegotten, fire in my heart and music to my paean. Let my song bow past the empyrean Phoebus before thee. All the old worship in this land is broken, yet on my altar burns the ancient censer. Frankincense, saffron, galbanum intensa. Ornaments glisten, robes of thy color bind me for thy token. My voice is fuller in thine adoration. Thine image holds its God-appointed station. Lycian, listen! My prayers more eloquent than olden chants, long since grown dumb on the soft, forgetful airs. My lips are loud to herald thee, my prayers keener to follow. I do aspire as thy long sunbeam slants upon my crown. I do aspire to thee as no man, yet I am in ecstasy. Hear me, O Narges! My chant wakes elemental flakes of light.
Where the mind is without fear, the head is held high, where knowledge is free. Where the world is not divided into fragments by narrow domestic walls. Into that heaven of freedom, my father, let John Kitover awake. Let him awake!
Yo, anybody have any updates on the negotiation?
Why the fuck are you following me, you piece of shit?
When's the last time you ever pistol?
Retard.
Scientifically supports the fact that you were not the same person as them, Caitlin. You're wrong about that. Like, it's just, that's the point blank period.
Did you not see Django when the man died? They legit cut open his skull and said the reason why he had these three.
Like, you can get up here too.
What the hell?
Thank you. Hey, all right, thank you. Salute. Dimethyl. Let's do it back and forth. This man is.
Hey, no back and forth, man. This is brain rot at its finest. Moderators, put me in the queue, please.
I love fashion on Please do not put him in the queue. That sounds crazy. Leopard, can I ask you a question?
So much fun. I'll let you go. Let me just ask a couple questions. Why did Jefferson come? Did you ask to name liberals who were pro-slavery?
Yeah.
Liberals who are pro-slavery, who are breeding with were having babies with people who they did not view as the same human as them. Yes, it happened time and time again.
Okay, sorry, Zephyr, I'm assuming you know who John Locke is, right?
Of course.
So you know John Locke is known as like the father of liberalism, right?
Yes.
And you know he like helped protect like the rights of Carolina slave owners to keep their slaves.
Do you understand the difference between practice and idealism? I said in thought. Could you be a liberal who supports slavery? That's all I have.
Okay, here's the thing. You can claim to be whatever by ideology, but if your actions don't align with it, can you really say...
Okay, that's what... Right now we're having a normative conversation.
No,
we're talking about ideas.
No, let me finish. Yeah, we're going back and forth. So, this was from a book I read a while back, so I might not be getting everything accurately, but it's called Liberalism by Domenico Lusardo, right? And when I was reading it, my understanding was there were two schools of thought within the liberals when slavery was at its peak, right? One were the American liberals, who were very much pro-owning slaves, pro-slavery, and they were actively working towards protecting people's rights to own slaves.
Yeah, that could be true.
And then there were the European liberals who were against slavery, as in like owning slaves, because it quote-unquote conflicted with their ideology. But at the same time, what people don't mention is that even though they were against slavery, they were still very much pro-colonization, because they believed that the African peoples were a group of savages that needed to be saved and brought into civilization, right? So regardless
what did they believe, Dimethyl?
That the African peoples were like savages that needed to be brought into like civilization, and they were like barbarians, right?
But they didn't see them as humans? How would you want to save a non-human?
What?
According to them, they said they weren't human.
If somebody is saying that these are a bunch of savages and calling them all kinds of fucking names, do you think that's not dehumanizing?
So when you dehumanize someone, that doesn't remove the fact of humanity, right? Like you can dehumanize. We do it all the time, right? You know how we call each other civilized. You know how we say you're not civilized.
Here's the thing, though.
You get that, Dimethyl? We do it all the time.
Okay, it doesn't. Somebody saying something, just saying something doesn't change reality. But that was their belief.
No. I'm not talking about their. I'm not talking about even their subjectivity. I'm saying in language, it's called a problem of language. I can say you're acting like a savage and still believe you're a human. It's based on the treatment, right? They still understood that you were still human because they knew they had to.
But they did not refer. They did not once refer to those peoples as humans, though.
Okay, why did they have sex with them?
I don't fucking know.
Hold on.
Because people
are. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead. They didn't do it with the horses.
Because rape is a part of slavery.
It wasn't a norm.
Yeah, because...
Wait, so what was they doing when they was butt-breaking men in Jamaica? How about that? Zephyr, so what they was doing?
Please just let him walk through this logic. I'm trying to get it.
I mean, they just told you, like, they were liberals who were fucking, like, advocating for having sex with animals as well, and having sex with animals. Like, why didn't
not a norm? Come on, bro. That was not a norm.
What was the logic in butt-breaking?
Huh? I don't believe butt-breaking happened. I don't believe that happened.
Oh, how it didn't?
Yeah, let me direct quote Thomas Jefferson. Let me direct quote this man real quick, because I don't know why Caitlin's up here defending a dead slave owner. So Thomas Jefferson, in his own words, I advance it therefore as a suspicion only that the blacks, whether originally a distinct race or made distinct by time and circumstances, are inferior to whites in the endowments of both body and mind. It is not against experience to suppose that different species of the same genus or varieties of the same species may possess different qualifications. And then he goes on and so forth to continue to describe the distinct differences. And this is coming from Notes on the States of Virginia, Thomas Jefferson, 1853. So he very clearly says, we are not the same species. Like in his own words, verbatim, from 1853.
Wait. Say the words where he says species. He says species. Hello? Dubs. Am I in the Matrix? I'm pretty sure y'all can hear me.
It is therefore as a suspicion only that the blacks, whether originally a distinct race or made distinct by time and circumstances, are inferior to whites in the endowments of both body and mind. It is not against experience to suppose that different species of the same genus or varieties of the same species may possess different qualifications.
Oh, so before you go, did he just say varieties of the same species?
Kayla, you're a fucking idiot if you don't understand.
Hold on, y'all, real quick.
I'm sorry, you're a dumbass.
Hold on.
Like, you don't, it's a direct
believe that. You're just doing that because you're upset.
What difference does it make for you for Thomas Jefferson to say you're a horse versus savages? I want to ask that because we're just going to keep going back and forth. What's the difference?
Well, it's a few things. Obviously, it's based on treatment, and it's also based on how you actually engage with the people. We dehumanize people all the time. I think in this society as a whole,
when
someone says you're a different species... That you can't be more verbatim clear.
Can you
first of all,
paste the quote because you're doing something.
Caitlin, I put a link in the chat.
It does.
I read it verbatim 3 times.
No. I'm asking you. Did he say a variety of the same species?
No, he said both. Zephyr. I heard the quote.
Repeat it. Why do y'all get dishonest though? Like, why people?
But what you mean? I'm saying he literally did both. I'm trying to say because when I heard him repeat the quote, he literally says. Yes, he says both. He says that it is not above.
Thank you, Tom.
He says something about it is not beyond experience to suppose that they are different species of the same genus, or they are variation of the same species.
The same species.
So he does both. He suggests the possibility. Of being a different species, non-human. He suggests that possibility. And then he also contemplates being a variation of...
He still believes that there was a superiority, but possibly you're still the same species, right, Tom?
He doesn't lean towards one or the other. He presents both as a contemplation.
That he just said it was a different species.
No, I think that it's reasonable to argue.
I'm sorry.
It's reasonable to argue. It's literally reasonable to argue what he's saying because of that contemplation that he made. You can't say that he believes. You can't give him the benefit of the doubt and be like, oh well, he probably still does believe that they're human, even though he's quite literally telling you, I don't know if they're human or I don't know if they're not human.
Yes or no?
Thomas Jefferson is quite literally saying he doesn't know if blacks are human or non-human. That is the raw translation to what was just said. He said, I do not know if they're human or non-human.
No, what he's saying is that this is how speciation works, right? What there's just commenting on. He's saying he doesn't know if black people and white people were originally a part of the same clade and have now diverged, or if they were different creatures already, right? He's basically trying to argue how close black people, which he does not think are the same as whites, because that's the first sentence he specified, right? That we are lesser in both body and mind. And then the second sentence, where he's talking about species, is trying to basically plot them on a clade, if you were to draw a map, right? A taxonomic grouping, where black people and white people branched apart, right? The point is, though, he does not think that we are the same. Mind you, the entire point of this, Thomas Jefferson himself is arbitrary, right? Because the point was about, did liberals view black people as humans or not, right? That's what we were talking about. So the weird attempt at textual analysis of this one specific quote that I dropped on is not actually the main point. The main point is that the ideas of scientific racism that they thought we were literally different beings is baked into liberalism. Niggas were doing this from day one. These scientists were doing it. These slave owners were doing it. The anthropologists were doing it. They were all trying to make this whole idea of where do these different non-whites fit into the tree of life, right?
Okay.
We don't know exactly where, but it's definitely not the same place white people fit in, because we are superior. That's the whole ideology. And you can't follow along either because you just want to argue about it, or because you're literally too dumb to understand. And honestly, I can't tell some days which box is in.
Me dumb is hilarious. Okay, hey, Doug.
It's really not.
When people get upset, they start saying and playing into people's cognitive capacity. It's fucking immature. Like, let's.
Kaylin, your commentary to the text makes one question your intellectual capability.
Like, hey, yes. Like, niggas think now niggas are.
Kaylin, if someone tells you that they think this color is red, and you're like, this is red.
I ain't gonna lie, you right, Caitlin,
are you sure he said red and not purple?
I got you.
Okay. You just don't always be like 5 minutes, my nigga. What do you mean? That's how you sound.
Let him cry, y'all. Let him get his shit out.
You sound like a pretender. We just gonna read about Columbus first journey.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how you got Jimmy back? How you got Jimmy back?
No, just let him keep crying, yo.
I'm not contention is the contention is Caitlyn, because he thinks he's surrounded by quote unquote Marxists, is doing this weird thing where there's just simple facts, and he just doesn't want to like live in reality, right? He's living in this world where somehow like liberalism as a concept never existed alongside scientific racism. It never existed alongside these other ideologies of oppression and dehumanization, because I don't know, he just wants to do it for argument's sake, and it's very dumb.
2025, get woke.
Like, we can have conversations with Caleb where we disagree about like what to do or whatever, but this is one of those weird ones where he just wants to argue about like the facts of the matter.
Facts of the matter.
Very strange.
It's a fact that they didn't see us as human.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
Do not understand what's going on right now in the history.
Wait, he said that they saw us as human. I'm confused. What's the? Okay. I thought that was no.
Yeah, I thought it was no.
It's actually not a known fact. Right now, the ontology
for some reason trying to redeem slave owners and white and like these caucasoid supremacists from like 200 years ago.
So Zachary, what did they see us as then?
My view is that they saw us as children, but we can get into the after.
But why do you? Can I ask you why do you?
We can get into the after. This gets into epistemology and different views.
No,
people are not. I don't think anybody cares about it.
We're talking about epistemology. That's the whole point.
Did black people enslaved?
No.
What? Did Native Americans own slaves?
Yes, they own Negroes.
Black people own slaves, so did Native Americans. Those are true.
How about the Mexicans?
Black people did. Yes, they did. But alright. But just to be clear, Dubs, my contention, because you disagreed, I said that you cannot be a liberal and believe or advocate and support enslavement of another person.
All the liberals disagree with you, though.
There was no all the liberals. Why do you keep doing that? You just claimed that I was doing something and you just said all the liberals. Who the fuck are you talking to? Who's all the liberals?
I'm talking about okay, you're right. All is a strong word, right? A large portion, right? If you want to get specific, because you also don't like when I get specific. A large portion of the liberals involved in the Enlightenment from that period up until, arguably today, but at least until the early 1900s.
Is this something
did not think that all the different races, ethnicities, cultures of what we would today still consider people, human beings, they did not agree that those were all human beings. They did not think they were the same species.
Okay.
They didn't even know if y'all were close, right? Thomas Jefferson, at least in this quote, he's giving us genus. He's saying at least we're in the same genus box. Some of the liberals don't even go that far. They actually think we are much farther evolutionarily derived than that. Yes, that is a true statement. There is scientific evidence supporting that.
Thank you. Dubs, you've been dogging the mic. I'd rather us get a back and forth. Dubs, I'm asking you a simple question.
To have a back and forth means you have to have something to contribute.
Oh my God. What is in that nigga's head right now?
I love this guy. Who is this Dubs?
Hey,
all you gotta do is defend other people's
Hey, Dubs, I'm asking you a simple question. Can you show me the compatibility between liberalism and enslavement in ideology, please?
Yes. So once again, right? So I'm going to break it down ideologically before we start breaking out sources, because I have to. We can support this through text, right? So factually, right? The ideas of liberalism and humanity surround the relationship between you as man, as you exist today, and your lineage, right? So the ideas that the liberals were trying to fight was the idea of oh my God, there's a specific name for it in French. Basically, the nobility.
Why do you keep going over the people?
I don't know what you're talking about. So there's a concept of the nobility there, right?
Dubs, did he say imperialism?
I didn't. Yeah. Okay, let me be specific. Basically, right? There's this idea, right? If you live in a feudal society, that the nobility is a distinct group of people. Their blood is literally different because their blood has been blessed by their ancestors having been nobility as well. No matter what you do as a non-blooded person, will always be lesser than them because your blood is not as royal is theirs, right? What the liberal ideology came and, did to this concept was say, hey, actually, it's not just your blood, it's what you do with your life that defines man, right? All men are created equal. Men, mind you, men, they're very specific about this. All men are created equal from the base is what you do with your life. The liberal ideology arose because there were people who were getting quite successful in the economic system, right? Who, because of their lack of royal or noble or aristocratic blood, could not reach as high in society as their pockets were deep. Whereas there were plenty of broke, whereas there were plenty of...
It's talking about capitalism.
Because I did not get to the point. You asked me, how does this connect to slavery?
No, I haven't even later. You just said that that's how that came to be, right?
No, he didn't finish his point.
What I am saying is, right, so how does liberalism come and intervene in this, right? What liberalism says is, once again, all men are created equal under the eyes of God. So, me being born of just some simple city woman, right, but having gone and been very successful in my life and becoming a wealthy merchant, I actually have more money than half of the aristocrats because a bunch of them are just broke dudes with titles. Sure, they have a nice house. That's about all they got. Me, I have ships.
And you don't have more money than because they have equity, because they have
So I have ships. I can command capital. I have workers. I might have slaves myself.
They have equity. That's where there's capital.
So the idea is, yes. So you have all these aristocrats who have political power, and they have the blood to it, whereas I have economic and material power. So where does liberalism intervene? Actually, we should give up on these royal rights and this idea that royals are better than us, and we should all just meet at the table, and then I can slap my big dick money on the table and take power. Okay, how does this connect with slavery? 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 So this connects with slavery because of the fact that actually the slaves aren't even people. They're not men, right? The enslaved populations that we're finding from the New World, that we're pulling from Africa, these other human, actually, in fact, even other Europeans, as much the French and those far swarthy Eastern European people, we're not the same humans. We're not even the same people as them, right? The Sardinians.
Alright, says I forgot to respond to this.
He doesn't want me to respond. He just
relentless. No, you asked me a complicated.
No. You got it. It's your world. I already know.
Okay. So these are not the same humans. They're not men, right? So therefore, you can actually.
How are they not men though? They have penis, they have balls, testicle.
Well, they're not people. Well, so does a horse, right? You can castrate a horse.
I agree with you on that point. Okay,
right?
Makes sense.
Okay. So you have all these other living human-like things, right? They're not people. They're not men. So they actually aren't created equal under the eyes of God. If they were, they wouldn't be in their position.
So what is a man to you in your definition biologically? What is a man?
Oh, they weren't working with biology back then. This was all vibes.
I'm saying, I'm talking about you in general.
That's not relevant. That's not relevant to what we're talking
because you said slaves.
Keelan's about to run. So you actually have groups of people who are enslavable. You have groups of people who are enslavable because they're not humans. That's what liberalism does.
So are you calling Africans non-human?
Any of that, Dubs? Can you support that?
I support
it. Okay, let's go pull up scientific theory. Let's walk you through it.
We're gonna make each claim clear. Okay.
Let's walk you through it.
He's talking about contractual freedom. That's what he's talking about.
I'm gonna give you this basic 101, something that's actually how do you make Wikipedia simplified? How do you
you just go on AI and just do what you need to do.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and drop that Wikipedia page through
but just drop there and But you should go ahead and respond. This is very interesting actually, because I agree with Dubs in some aspects, but in other aspects I think
what do you agree with?
I agree with the fact that liberalism goes hand in hand with slavery when it comes to economic policies and imperialism and capitalism, and how liberals have been taking advantage of black people for a long time now when it comes to poverty and just disadvantages.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Realize this is why this is why during the French Revolution, all these revolutionaries turned around and was like, wait, we're free too, right? Because y'all fuck with us because revolution and everything. And then Napoleon turned around.
Why are y'all scared of challenge? Are you scared to try ideas challenge?
Multiple times.
Are you scared?
Because you haven't given out a great explanation as to why his point is incorrect. You just
explanation to a man making claims. Right. I don't know if KSI is paid by you, Dubs, but he's not doing it.
I don't even know.
Can you please just tell me? Can you please just tell me, where did you get this from? So you made one claim. I'll say,
you can take that Wikipedia page. You can put it through your Chat GPT, right? Because I know that's how you learn.
I didn't use Chat GPT.
Okay, I didn't either. So now we're both on the same page.
It's harmful for the environment. But Dubs,
I don't think you care about the environment for real.
That's fine. It's fine. I don't think you care about people. Because you don't care about these ideas. They're bad, bro. These are bad ideas.
I think these people who believe these things, yes, they did lots of bad things.
You can't keep saying it's bad. You gotta respond with some factual evidence, you know?
I just asked him to support. I don't think you understand how things work in reality.
You're doing a whole lot of extracurriculars. You're doing a whole lot of extracurriculars, I've heard.
Dubs, can you please support the claim that liberalism is also basically just a downstream of people being, you said, quote unquote, they didn't have no money, and now these ideas.
I want to ask you a question.
Wait, that's hold on. Case
You don't just want to get there.
I want him to. Wait, what you said? I said people didn't have no money.
Yeah, remember when you. So what was your interpretation? You clarify your claim.
I'm not gonna misrepresent you. Go ahead and tell me what you took away from what. Would you disagree with me about what I said? What you took away that you disagree with?
Well, that's part of my issue. Part of my issue was that you didn't really challenge the contention between. You didn't really challenge the fact that I said that you can't be a liberal who supports enslavement. So now I want you to go ahead and make your claims clear. Because you started just talking.
Everybody like followed along that thing. So okay, I would like you to specify where you disagree.
Yeah, it's insane.
I don't know. Wait, hold on, Taylor, you got the floor. You said I've been monologuing. Go ahead, tell us exactly.
You got the floor now. Go ahead, please. I actually want to hear from you.
Wait, do you not?
I'm gonna mute anybody else if they talk. Go ahead, Caleb. Tell us where you agree.
No, I prefer a dialogue. Dubs, can you just make each claim clear?
So you didn't understand. You can just
already
say, I could not follow.
Sound like K-Side got it. Go ahead, K-Side.
No. We're not gonna.
No, I don't want to, because I agree with both of you guys. I agree with Zephyr and Dubs.
Zephyr, so can you tell me of the things that I said, which I just pulled out my ass and it was complete bullshit. What claim that you disagree with that I made?
The slavery part. That was the part that said.
We're listening to Zephyr. He said everybody with too many voices and monologue. Go ahead, Zephyr.
Yeah. Can you clarify your claims, Dubs?
You need to tell me what you disagree with.
Okay. First, I need you to clarify.
So you didn't understand any of that?
No.
You can say that as well.
No.
Okay, then please tell me what you disagree with.
It's an issue with memory. Wait, Dubs, why are we playing this game?
It's not an issue with memory.
Please tell me what talking. I don't have a pen and paper, bro. Dubs, can you repeat your claims? You don't want to, right?
Please tell me what you disagree with.
You don't remember what you said. It's okay.
I remember everything.
One mic on John.
No, you can't run away. You can run away. You can go ahead and
repeat the claims that you. How is that running away? What the fuck's going on?
So then please tell me what you disagree with.
Online shit getting too far. I asked this nigga to repeat a claim.
What do you disagree with? Please tell us. Everybody in the room just slow. We're not following. What do you disagree with?
Well, first I want to be clear on your claims.
What do you think I said?
I'm not really clear. You started throwing out other things.
So you don't understand. You can say I did not understand you.
Who's a PD? Can you come up?
No, why are you're asking other people? It's you and me talking. What do you? I made a bunch of statements. What do you think I said that you disagree with?
Yeah, you spoke with a lack of clarity. Can you please just come up and just?
So what are you missing? What are you unclear about? What do you think I said?
Okay, seems like you don't want to repeat your claims. You don't, right?
What do you think I
don't want to repeat your claims, right, Dubs? Dubs, you don't want to repeat it, right?
Okay, so everyone sees very clearly here.
Everyone sees. Grandstanding doesn't work. Dubs,
got it.
Can you please? Yo, why do y'all do weak?
It's okay. The conversation's over. You decided that you can't follow.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's running away. Life, don't make me about the topic. I'm going to ask you a question. He asked you a very simple question. Why? I don't understand why you can't answer to it.
What was my response?
You said to him, it's a memory issue.
Yeah. So is that not an answer? Is that an answer?
But he asked you a specific
Wait, I'm asking
question.
you, is that an answer? You have an issue answering too. It's okay.
It's an answer, but
you just said I didn't answer
the question.
How everybody remember what he said?
Give me 1 second.
I'll give you a TLD, Zephyr. Dubs, you can correct me on anything if you're wrong. I'll do you this one favor, Zephyr.
Thank you.
Dubs' main point was that back then, when feudalism was a thing,
That was an excellent video. We've all explained this many times in this room. We've had this conversation. It doesn't matter what we say. It's good for the audience to hear, right? So I appreciate like the ability to knock